Good afternoon, class. It's Thursday. We're going to take the second portion of our test today. You may start at the top with your name. We got our map here of our cities and states of the Northeast. We also got the states, their total population, and then the population density. Remember, the population density is people per square mile. The higher the number, the more people that live in that. Now you're going to say to yourself, wait, New York, it's got to be the biggest. How come New Jersey? Remember how big New York actually is. This is the state of New York. It actually covers a lot of land. Right here, the most people in the world live right here in this little portion of New York. But remember, it's a pretty big state. So even though they have the most people, their population density is not as high as a place like New Jersey or Rhode Island. Now here's Rhode Island. Look at what a tiny little state this is. Rhode Island's actually smaller than Long Island here of New York. And yet a bunch of people, over 1 million people live there, so their population density is higher. Same thing with New Jersey. New Jersey, smaller state here, not as small as Rhode Island. Lots and lots and lots of people live there. And so their population density is high. Okay, hopefully that will help you with our question. It says, look at the table above. Which state has the largest population? Here's the population. So you're looking for the largest number, and then you're going to write the name of the state. One answer. Which state? (22) Look at the table above. Which state has the greatest population density? Now you're going to look for the population density. Which is the greatest of population density? And then again, you're going to write one state. One state right there. All right, look at the table above. In which state is air pollution more likely to be a big problem? Vermont or Rhode Island? Vermont, with a population density of 66. Rhode Island, with a population of 1,003 people. For every square mile, there's 1,003 people here, and for every square mile, there's 66 here. So which one's going to have more pollution? Put the state there, and then answer the question why here. And it might take you 2 lines, a sentence with a capital a letter. Pause my video. Write your state here. Your choice is Vermont or Rhode Island, and then your why goes over here. 24. Explain how Pennsylvania can be nearly twice as many people as Massachusetts, yet have far fewer people per square mile. So I'm going to highlight these for you. Here's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's got a lot of people. And Massachusetts, it's got a lot of people. But Pennsylvania's, this is 6 million, this is 12 million. Pennsylvania has twice as many people, yet its population density is smaller. Well, here's Pennsylvania, and here is Massachusetts. Okay, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. So you're going to explain why Pennsylvania can have more people and less population density. Give you 2 lines there. Nice big sentence. Okay, now on the map above, draw a line around the Northeast megalopolis. Hope you didn't draw all over like mine. Northeast megalopolis. I'll give you a hint. It's called Boswash, because it goes from Bosch all the way to Wash. All right, hopefully that was a big enough clue. I actually gave it away to you yesterday on the test if you were listening. Okay, so that one you're going to draw a line, no answer needed down here. Okay, line above. Little drum roll. Yeah, for our essay, but it's super easy. Oh my goodness. It says population density affects the sounds we hear. Go ahead and circle that. Sounds. Everything should be about sound. Sounds we hear in different places. For each category below, describe how the population density influences the sound you might hear in the city and the country. So we're in the housing, and I'm in the city. I'll do one for you. Sounds of the housing. I live in a huge apartment. I hear. Almost every time you're going to want to say, I hear, I hear, I hear. I hear loud music. I hear lots of talking. I hear lots of police cars. Okay? That's housing. Employment. Transportation. Environment. And recreation. Now, recreation. I hear the sounds of the amusement park. I hear the animals at the zoo. I hear the wonderful bands playing in the orchestra. All the cool things you can do there. The environment. I hear like beeping of cars outside. I hear a lot of people talking and walking on the street. Whereas we get down here, I hear in the environment, I hear chirping birds and squirrels. I hear the sounds of woodpeckers banging on the trees. And so your place in the rural or the country is going to be way different. Recreation, I hear motorboats pulling skiers across the lake. I hear sleds going down hills on the mountains. Okay? The housing here, I hear kids playing in their backyards because they have big backyards. All right? So you want to be able to tell, I hear, I hear. Start them all with, I hear. And then tell me what you hear. In the environment, I hear the crickets chirping late at night, driving me nuts. I hear the owls hoo-hooing at sunset. I hear the geese quacking as they're flying from lake to fields. Okay? So a sentence or two or three for each one of those, letting me know that you know where you're living and what you're hearing in those. Now, employment, I think, is the hardest one. Down here, easy. I hear the tractor rumbling through the field, plowing up the corn. Employment up here. Boy, I hear the doctors arguing about what medicine to use. Or I hear the jackhammers because they're fixing all this. The workers are fixing all the streets. Okay? Now, transportation, you can use cars on both of those. But up here, you might want to use buses and trolleys and taxi cabs. All right. Do your best. 2 or 3 sentences per each one. Throw some lines on there like I did to divide them up. Write nice and neat. Start your sentences with what you hear in those different places, both in the city as well in the rural. Finish strong and then back into your Thursday folder.